Hey everybody, my name is Danielle and this is Chatter Out Loud. Thank you so much for joining me. Your presence is very much appreciated. So, welcome or welcome back. Today I'm going to chat about Hallmark's Miracles of Christmas new original movie, The Holiday Stocking. The Holiday Stocking. It's Mahogany's first Christmas movie. It premiered on Saturday, December 3rd at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries channel. It stars Nadine Ellis, Tamala Jones, and BJ Britt. And we see a cameo by Mykelti Williamson. And I hope I pronounced his name right. Every time I see him, I just go back to when his role in oh my God, it just went away from me. His role in Waiting to Exhale. He was one of the boyfriends of the characters. Anyway, the synopsis for The Holiday Stocking is as follows. An angel has 12 days to reunite his sisters using a family Christmas tradition. Short and sweet, right? All right, first, I looked forward to this because it is Mahogany's first Christmas movie. I felt that Unthinkably Good Things, which kicked off under the mahogany imprint of Hallmark, was pretty strong. I felt this one too, kicking off the first Christmas movie under the mahogany imprint of Hallmark. I thought this kicked off pretty strong as well. By the way, if you aren't aware, the Mahogany imprint of Hallmark offers a platform for positive and authentic Black stories. It's rooted in the Hallmark greeting card line with the same name. I follow them on IG. They have a website, and I'll include all of that in the show notes on this podcast and in the description on YouTube, right? So I have this podcast, I have YouTube. So be sure to check that out. Also, while I'm talking about YouTube, don't forget, I am watching all of these movies in terms of the Christmas movies on Hallmark, and I do reviews, but I have something called a rapid fire review, which is less than 60 seconds, but you'll only see those on YouTube. So if you're interested to see my thoughts about other movies that you may not see on the podcast, just go over there and check it out to see and hear my thoughts. All right. Okay. So let's get into the holiday stocking. The story opens up where we meet Robert. He is a new angel who is given the chance to resolve his one regret. He's the older brother of Danny and Marlo, who grew apart after their mother passed away. We learn that the siblings fell out when it came to taking care of their mother during the time she was passing. And it appears that Marlo was the one who took on the emotional lifting by physically being there and taking care of the mother. So Robert had, so Marlo was the one in the family that had to be strong for the family, right? Robert's one regret is that he didn't even help his sisters reconcile while he was still alive. They didn't even speak at his own funeral. And they don't even get it. They don't get into, at least I don't remember. I don't think they got into what caused Robert's death, but that's not really part of or significant to the plot. So anyway, Robert has 12 days before Christmas, 12 days before Christmas to fix this, right? He returns to Earth not as himself, but as RJ, who is a new man with a new physical body. And the story he's going to use on Earth is that he is the executive assistant handling Robert's estate, right? That's his way of getting in with the sisters. One of the conditions of Robert returning to Earth is that he cannot tell his sisters who he really is, and he has to keep the pendant on him at all times so they're able to see him, right? Because remember, he's an angel. All right, so Robert, who's now RJ, RJ's plan is to get his sisters to revive their tradition of the holiday stocking game. It was one of their happiest times as kids. The game entails that they find the hidden stocking and guess the riddle inside. Whoever guesses the riddle decides the good deed that the family is going to do during Christmas that year. And we see as the story develops, Danny and Marlo, well, we see as the story develops that RJ's plan is working, right? Danny and Marlo are bonding. However, the closer they get to Christmas, there's a conflict in the movie that happens. It's really a misunderstanding between the sisters. RJ is then worried that his family will once again fall apart before he has to move on forever, right? Because he's limited to these 12 days to fix it. Otherwise, he's, they'll be like this for eternity. Right? All right. So, in my opinion, the story deals with regret, loss, family traditions, and Christmas. Right? The sisters are each other's only family that's left. They have, well, Marlo has her husband and her daughter, but in terms of the siblings, the sisters are the only ones left in the family. Their parents and their brother, they all have now passed away. So it's kind of important, or they show the importance of them having that relationship because they're the only ones that are left in the family. Danny, she owns the largest advertising agency in Chicago, and Marlo owns a successful bakery she took over from her mom. Danny is single, looking for love, and as I mentioned earlier, Marlo is married and has a teenage daughter. By the way, Danny, single, looking for love, that's where Wilson comes in as her love interest. So this was an emotional movie, but I want to keep it light for 1 second. So listen, that Wilson, he was nice. He's a cutie. I'd vote for him to show up in more Hallmark movies as a lead, and he can be added to that quote unquote hunks of Hallmark we see online. He can be added to that list. Yes, indeed. Or we can start a new list called Mahogany Men of Hallmark or something like that. And he has my vote for sure to be a member. Wilson was a cutie. When he pulled Danny in for that kiss, it was like a little sensual. It was very nice. And cute smile. We want to see more Wilsons in Hallmark. We want to see more Wilsons. And Marlo's husband was cute too. Stefan was his name. Isn't that so like Stefan? I think Mahogany Men are important to the fan base. So yeah, we like Wilson. All right. I like this story overall, The Holiday Stocking. It tugged at my heartstrings and I wasn't disappointed. This was a really, really good watch. Like I said in my prior reviews of Mahogany movies, the story is being told through a Black lens, right? Yes, it's still relatable to anyone who watches. You don't have to be Black to enjoy the storytelling. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is that I appreciate the culture and the swagger. It's purposeful with Mahogany, and I love it. That's it. That's all. All right. So I felt the movie, it moved at a rapid pace for me. There was a lot of story to get through over those 12 days, right? Those 12 days in a 2-hour movie, or even less than that if you count the commercials. I thought that they navigated through the story pretty well. It wasn't difficult to follow. I kind of felt that we may not have always gotten the smoothest transitions in parts of the story, but that's not uncommon in the world of Hallmark. Sometimes we have to suspend disbelief, right? We have to make leaps and fill in gaps. And an example is the relevance of RJ being able to snap his fingers and the magic powers, right, of the angel, of being an angel. I didn't think it had relevance with his purpose of fixing his sister's relationship. Did it? I just chalked it up to being something cool for an angel to do. I don't know. And then there wasn't time to explore the romance part between Danny and Wilson. They had that nice kiss and went sleigh riding. By the way, that sleigh riding looked so fun. But I wondered if that meant that they were officially a couple. I assume so because it was part of Danny's story of finding love. But like we didn't get that part. And that's okay. It just leaves room for a sequel. We'd follow Danny and Wilson and Robert as an angel helping someone else in the family or another family. And we'll watch Marlo and Stefan work through Gia going to college or something like that. But the point is, I felt like sometimes we didn't always get the smoothest transitions in certain areas of the movie. But that's okay. It comes with Hallmark. All right, moving on. I like the riddle about the giraffe and swallowing your pride. I thought it was profound and a turning point for the sisters in the movie. I thought these leads had great performances. I felt that they were real sisters. Their chemistry was really strong. I was happy to see both Tamala Jones and Nadine Ellis on Hallmark. Both of these ladies are very talented actresses who've been around for a while. Tamala, especially, has a great personal story. She survived a brain aneurysm. She's not only very talented and a skilled actress, but she has humility, very humbled. I like her. She's been around a long time. So when I saw her as one of the leads in this movie, I was just happy to see that, and she did this movie justice. I was really pleased with the performances. Um, I like the scene and related to when Marlo said she was tired of having to be strong all the time. Mm, relatable, right? I thought the characters in the movie, I thought they were very likable. I didn't have an issue with their character development at all. There was a little bit of cheese in the film, especially when RJ he turned and waved at the sisters. Marlo was like, "What up, homie?" And then he said, "Yeah, he's giving the whole wave, right?" He just leaned into that whole wave. They panned to RJ with that big grin and waving. He just looked kind of goofy. It was funny to me. The spirit of Christmas was present throughout. We saw it through the decor, yes, but also through service and volunteering and philanthropy, giving back to the community. I like that. The angel that guides RJ. Boy, she popped in and out, didn't she? I didn't find her funny, but she offered a little levity, I thought. I did laugh when she told Robert, you just finished your orientation when he was trying to convince her to go back down to earth. That was funny. Um, the story was more so based on reconnecting family, but we got a sprinkle of romance with Marlo and Stefan, a married couple, keeping it fresh. And then we got Danny and Wilson, right? And this story fits into the Hallmark model, and I liked it a lot. The emotion did catch up with me towards the last 10 to 15 minutes of the movie. I thought it wrapped up nicely. I teared up, I smiled, I felt all the feels. Um, I loved how RJ decorated the bakery like their old home that they grew up in. It was touching. Um, one thing I did wonder about was the picture that Danny took of RJ. I don't think we saw that final picture, but wouldn't it have been something if once the picture developed that Robert was in the picture versus RJ? I wonder if that was ever considered as part of the script. I think we got a little bit or a little close to that when RJ was saying his goodbyes, right? One funny moment I really chuckled at is when Gia was asking her parents if she could invite Jamal to go sledding. And this was the first time that the dad heard about a Jamal. And he was like, Jamal, he better be the snowman. Who is Jamal? I just like that reaction. It was pretty funny to me. I love the best girlfriend vibes between Danny and her bestie. I thought that was pretty cool, especially when she offered to do the background check on Wilson. You know. All right. A holiday stocking was a joy to watch. I thought the title was clever too, right? The character's last name was Holiday. The title had a double meaning, right? It represented the family, the holiday family, and the Christmas holiday. I like that. So kudos to the writers. This was great writing, great performances. It warmed my heart. I felt the emotion. We definitely felt Christmas throughout. Great job, Hallmark. Mahogany's first Christmas movie, y'all. I thought it was a win. I look forward to seeing more Mahogany. Let's increase the frequency, please, Hallmark. I recommend this movie. It's worth a watch. You won't be disappointed. The Holiday Stocking. Have you seen the movie? What did you think? You have to let me know your thoughts in a comment below. And that's all I have. So be sure to come back and give me a listen. I'd love for you to like, share, follow, comment, and subscribe, all of which will help my channel grow. So thank you in advance. My name is Danielle, and you're listening to Chatter Out Loud. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, I appreciate your support. And that's all I have. Thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.